Hello crafty friends, Josie here, sitting at my craft desk on a kind of cloudy Saturday afternoon. I've been wanting to make some more videos to add to my channel as my subscribers continue to grow. Thank you so much for subscribing. It just goes to show that there's way more than just me who enjoy the feeling of making something out of nothing. So today we're going to make some homemade ephemera. I finally learned how to pronounce the word properly, so now I want to show you how you can make your own ephemera. It's so much more affordable, less waste because we are recycling, I guess, other items into something that's very usable. So I have one of my journals here. This one is actually a recipe book, but in every book I make, there's always pockets, and I like to tuck extra little, scrap papers, list papers. This one has, of course, recipe cards tucked in the pockets, but to make it more affordable to stuff the pockets with as many cool things as I can, I like to create my own ephemera. And it looks cute, it's pennies to make, and they can be used for all kinds of things. So I'm gonna put this guy aside and let's get to it. If you enjoy seeing what I make, you can always jump over to Facebook. I have a page there, Daydreamer Designs, where you can regularly see pictures of the new items that I'm making. We have a little store in our town. It's a little marketplace, so local handcrafters can take the things that they make there, and for a little fee you can have your own shelf and sell items. So that's kind of what I make stuff for. I also do special orders, and I have an Etsy shop, so I'm really hoping that I can make some extra stuff to put in there, and if I do that, I'll post links on my YouTube so that you can jump over and see. So this is some ephemera that I have made using magazine scraps, and they're just pretty images, too nice to throw away, but I didn't need the whole magazine. I'm sure you can relate if you're a crafter. I have too much stuff. So I've got that one. This one is a cute little flower pot, and I just thought it would be cute inside of a gardener's journal. This is just pretty dandelions. This one, of course, for a garden journal. I just really like the little seed packets and the butterflies. Thought it was cute. Ooh, this is one that I made that took a little bit of practice. Yeah, you pull it out. You've got a little place to keep some secret dreams and goals, and you can just tuck it back inside. I cut the corners so that it would look kind of like a ticket tag. So anyway, that one was actually not as hard as I'm making it look right now. Slides in and out. So you can also just use this to store whatever, because it's just a little envelope. This is just a really nice quote that I found. Another pretty picture. A lot of times I'll do lines on the back so that you can use it for writing. And this one also, just a nice quote. So now let's jump in. Now don't judge me, I haven't come up with a good storage system yet. This is the file folder of cutouts. So, pardon me, fighting seasonal allergies. At night when I'm relaxing, watching TV and whatnot, I will go through old magazines that I've already read and clip out cute little things that I like. Simple easy hobby and I would rather have one file folder than 50 magazines that I'm not gonna read again. So anything that kind of just seems like something that I could use, I will clip out. See, aren't those cute? And you can buy stickers that say that, but why when you can just find them in things that you already have? So I'm not gonna make you look through, like, look at, these are all all the magazine clippings that I have had. So I'm just gonna hop in and show you how it's done. So we'll start with, let's just go with this one. I just liked it. It's just pretty little handmade felt bows, and I knew that I would find a purpose for it. So the thing with magazines, it's flimsy, right? So I like to line the back. You can use cardstock or pattern paper. It's really up to you. What have I got here? Need to find the right size of cardstock. And I like to try to coordinate the colors if I can, so that it looks nice and professional when I'm finished. So I'm gonna go with kind of just a nice dark green. It's just a paper scrap that I had. I like to leave a little tiny border around the edges. So grab my Tombow liquid glue. I really like this stuff. It works for everything. It doesn't ripple the pages. It's easy to put on because of the fine tip. So you just run that along the edge of your magazine cutout. And I mean, a lot of people are going to use the little inserts that I put in their journals to make a list. And so maybe that list is like for shopping or groceries or whatever. So they're probably not going to keep it forever anyway. So I might as well make something that's not going to hurt my customer's wallet either by tossing it out when they're done with it. So I try to give a nice little neat border, and then I have a super cool, it's such a perfect size for doing small projects like this, just a little photo trimmer. I've had this one for ages. I got something on it there. And then I just trim, leaving, you know, approximately the same amount of border at the bottom and the other side. And then that way I know that my magazine page is gonna fit. I eliminate the need for a ruler. So I just go ahead and slice off the unneeded part. So now we have put it on a backing so that it's nice and sturdy, because I used a fairly thick cardstock. We're gonna now put something lighter on the back, because if they write on there, it's probably not gonna show up too good. So let's make it pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some music paper. It's gonna be a little bit too large, and I like that kind of, you know, vintage look. So tearing the edges is just gonna make it that much prettier. So let's go with that. I have my chocolate chip ink pad. It too has seen better days, but it's great for inking the edges of this old music paper. And it just gives it that kind of extra quality. So now I'm gonna take my glue pen again, and I'm gonna just stick that down on there. I like to get as close to the edge of the paper as I can so that it's not peeling apart. And I always do just kind of a little bit in the middle. I don't know if you can see my bead of glue because the glue is so fine and so thin, but then I just Stick that down. There we go. Now, I need some lighter colored cardstock. Ooh, that would be very pretty. So I'm gonna use my little trimmer again and trim off what I think I'm not gonna need. There we go. Just set this aside for another day. There. I really like how that looks together. So I'm gonna clip the corners of this. I don't know, just kind of make it look nice. I have a Memory Keeper's Corner Chomper. Only had it for a couple of months, but I love it. My other corner rounder wasn't working very good anymore, so I had to really hammer down on it. So this is really nice. So we'll just ink the edges of this just to kind of make it stand out a little bit off that music paper. We don't want it to blend in too much. And there. Now we've got a place for the person to journal. And maybe they will use it to write, you know, a beautiful quote or whatever, but if they choose to jot down today's grocery list, at least we don't have to worry that we've, you know, maybe spent too much time or money on the idea of it. Okay, so now we've done that, I think that we're gonna add a little something to that. So I'm just gonna grab an ink pad over here, just a darker, that's a blue, and I've got my bucket of stamps. Like a easy one. Oh, my all-time favorite stamp in the whole wide world. I use it a lot in all my journals and in my art books that I make. Just choose joy. This is a clear stamp from close to my heart, and I really like this one. In fact, I have about 3 of these because if this one ever gives out on me, I want to make sure that I always have the option to encourage my customers and my friends to choose joy. So we're gonna use not quite navy because it's gonna be nice and dark and it'll show up on here really good. So ink it up, and right here at the top. There we go. Choose joy. And there you go. Now how easy was that? I think we'll ink this up just a little bit. When you're done with it, the funny thing is that who would ever guess that this was just a cast-off magazine photo? I think it's very nice. So to finish it off, sometimes I will take my stapler. I have a whole bunch here of just some extra lace. I like to tie these on the tops of my bookmarks that I make, which will be another video. There we go. I'm a librarian by day, crafter by night, so I love making bookmarks. So I think we'll put it on this side. And the nice part about having a little pull is if we decide to drop this deep into a pocket, it's not hard to get in and out. So there you go. We've got just this nice little touch at the top. So there's one. Now let's try something else, maybe something a little small. I also have some that are just words, and I like to back those also. But for today, since I had been working on a recipe book, I've got this tasty little photo of cupcakes. Pardon me. Again, seasonal allergies have taken a hold. right now is not the ideal time to have any kind of cough. Okay, so this time, to be a little different, I'm gonna clip the corners of our magazine page and just kind of make it a little bit more finished. So there we go, and now I'm gonna do the same technique and just stick it down, but we'll do it on this side. So I'm just gonna, you can use a tape runner to do this also. My wet glue is what I had handy. So there we go. Now we've gotten some glue on there. Stick it down. This glue is nice because it dries quickly, and if some happens to ooze out the under of your picture, it's no big deal because it's going to dry clear. Back again with my photo trimmer. Just going to trim the edge of this a little. There we go. So we finished that part. Now we'll clip the cardstock paper also. Now I like doing these ones for my recipe books because you can use the back to write a recipe. So I think that makes it purposeful, and they probably will get saved. In the recipe books, I like to include lots of pockets. So these are just, let's see, Studio G. It's just an alphabet stamp set, and I like it for when I come across something that I want to write but don't have the stamp. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put these on. I don't worry too much about lining them up. I think it just adds character if they're actually not perfect. Then it looks handmade, which nowadays isn't such a big deal. Used to be everybody wanted store-bought. Got tired of handmade, but not me. Let me see, what did I do with my... There we go. Recipe. And there you go. You can put lines on it if you like. I can even demonstrate that because it also, I am not fussy about whether the lines are 100% perfect or if my pen goes 100% perfect. It really doesn't matter. It just makes it look cool. So there we've just got some nice light lines. This card's fairly small, so the recipe's gonna have to be one of them under 5 ingredient, but sometimes you just want to jot down special tools you used or how it turned out also, so you can clip 2 of these cards together maybe, or clip this to an actual recipe index card, and you can just kind of have your overall take on what you thought of the recipe. So you can just, there we've got our recipe side, so you can easily just paper clip the 2 together, and there you've got instructions and your review, which I think is really cool. So there's that one. Look at that. What has this taken us? 5 minutes? And we've got 2 handmade ephemera. So we'll move on. We'll make one last personalized ephemera. What's fun is if you make a whole bunch of these and you can pop them in the mail to your pen pal or fellow crafty friend or family member that you just would like to share with. I have so many saved magazine cutouts. I love farmhouse type anything right now. I saved this chandelier because it was beautiful. Flower vase. Let's do this one. This one could even double as a photo mat once you've covered the back. We're gonna need a larger piece of cardstock, so I'm just gonna grab that. Let's see, got some scraps over here. I wonder if any of them would work. Really into this coral color, but we just used it, so let's go with some lavender. And I'm gonna trim this a little bit because I think that it would be a challenge to get it to fit into a journaling pocket, at least in the books that I make. So please feel free to leave a comment if there's anything that you'd like to see me demonstrate. I would love some feedback on what type of video content you're interested in. Making a few videos today, so I'm excited to post those and share them with fellow crafters. I know that if I'm in a bit of a crafting block, the first place that I'll go is YouTube to check out some of my favorite YouTube crafters. If you have not watched Lyric Lover 810, you should. She's great at explaining new techniques in a way that makes it very simple and not overwhelming at all. And generally, you have everything in your house that you need. So that's the nice part about that. Try to link her in the description. I'm still fairly new to technology, so I'm not always quick to figure those out. So there we go. Got a nice large one there, and it would be a perfect place. Oops, I have the brand sticker. It'd be the perfect place to mount a photo if you just want to store that in your tuck pocket. So I'm just going to ink the edges of this. So these are really endless possibilities. You can easily turn some of these into bookmarks if you choose, but that's a video for another day. So again, please like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. I will see you in my next video. Have a great day, everybody.